If an individual's breast is not open and his chest is not vast, then he is going to continue finding difficulties in doing righteous deeds. Even though he understands what he needs to do. He understands what is right, he understands what is wrong, he understands what Allah wants, he understands the Sunnah, but there's difficulty in doing this deed. We find deeds difficult to do. And that is why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has given us these times, these opportunities, these seasons. Mawasimul khair, the seasons of good, the seasons of opportunities, the seasons of blessings, the month of Ramadhan, the first 10 days in the month of Dhul Hijjah, and other blessed times throughout the year that are found within the legislations of Islam. And for that reason, an individual, even though he understands what is correct, in the beginning he may dislike doing it. Why? Because he was not nurtured upon doing that thing. He knows what is right, it's difficult upon him. When he starts doing it, he may dislike it. So what should the individual do? Although it's right, should he stop doing it? But we find many people, they do this. They know what is right, but they run into brick walls where they find themselves not being able to do that thing. Not being able to do it because it's difficult upon them. So the month of Ramadan is a time where an individual can train himself. He can train himself and fight against his soul, because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He informed us in His book, Inna nafs la'ammaratun bis-su', that the soul, it is driven by evil. Illa man rahima rabbuk, except whom your Lord has shown mercy. The soul is driven by evil things. So the soul is fighting the human being, the believer, making him feel tired, making him feel that this is something difficult upon him. And so he's struggling, he and she, male or female, find themselves in a constant battle and a constant struggle in order to fulfill this act of worship, in order to fulfill this ibadah which will help him gain closeness to Allah. So the month of Ramadan is a time to start. Whatever you find from the khair, from the deeds that are good, which you have already entered into but is difficult upon you, then the advice tonight is that you should continue striving upon this deed. And make your intention sincere for Allah. And follow the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is going to make your path easy for you. If you start training yourselves and nurturing yourselves, and similarly, you find that a father or a husband, he goes through these struggles with his wives and his children. That he wants to be obedient, but the wife doesn't. He wants to nurture and raise his child upon obedience, but the child is not inclined. Does he leave the child? Why is he a father? Why is he the husband? He is a murabbi. He is someone that is responsible for nurturing his family. كُلُّكُمْ رَاءٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَائِيَتِهِ. Every single one of you is a shepherd, and every single one of you is responsible for the people that are placed under his care And then the hadith goes on to mention the different types of people: the imam, the man in the house, the woman, and in different narrations, other people. But for the preservation of time, we're not going to go into the details of that hadith. But the point is that a man is responsible. What is his responsibility? Is his responsibility to show his wife and his children how to become rich and how to accomplish achievements and degrees and very wealthy bank accounts? The first thing that a man is responsible for is rearing his family upon the obedience of Allah. Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He said, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ku anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. O you who believe, save yourselves. Save yourselves by learning Islam, by understanding Allah and His Messenger, understanding Tawheed, knowing what will negate your Islam, the matters of shirk. Ku anfusakum, learn Islam. And when you learn Islam, wa ahlikum, then save your family. Why did Allah command that you learn first and then He commands you after wa ahlikum? Because your job, O brother in Islam, O father, O husband, is to do what? Is to nurture your family and show them how to be obedient to Allah. Even though they may fight you, even though they may not like, even though it may be difficult upon you. How many stories have we heard where the man, he's obedient, he's trying, and it may be a reverse circumstance where the sister is obedient. And there are numerous cases that we know of. But just for giving an example, the man is trying to be obedient, and his wife, she doesn't want to cover herself. And he gives in to her. And he starts saying, well, I'm not going to force her. But Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala commands the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He commands the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Ya ayyuhan nabi, kulli azwajik wa banatik wa nisa'il mu'minin yudanina alayhinna min jalabibihin. ذَلِكَ أَدَنَا أَن يُعْرَفْنَا فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala command the Prophet. What is He commanding the Prophet to do? He's commanding the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to rear his family, to nurture his wives. O Prophet of Allah, say to your wives and say to your daughters, start with them first, your home, and then after, say to the believing woman that they should do what? That they should pull the outer garment. They should pull the khimar, the covering over themselves. And then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, after commanding, He said the result of doing this, ذَلِكَ أَدَنَا أَن يُعْرَفْنَا. This is best for them, that they are known as what? As righteous, free women. فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ. Because if they do it, then there isn't going to be any harm upon them. There isn't going to be any harm upon them. So the man nurtures his family. But the shahid, the point of contemplation for every individual is that we know what is right, but we find it difficult to do. And that is because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has probably not given us the tawfeeq. We probably don't want it enough that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala makes us successful in doing that righteous deed to the point that we love worshipping Allah. People find it difficult to pray 5 salawat and to get up for Fajr and to make wudu in the winter, but they don't find it difficult to get up in the morning and shower in minus degrees here in Buffalo and go to work. Because they see the dividends. And they don't understand, they're not seeing physically with their eyes what Allah has in store for them. And this particular principle has been established with the prophets and the messengers. That even the prophets and the messengers, they sought for Allah wa ta'ala to do what? To open their breasts, to expand their breasts. Because if Allah wa ta'ala does not expand our breasts, nothing is possible. Al-amr kulluhu biyadillah. All matters are in the hands of Allah. And if Allah doesn't give the success to do it, then we cannot do it. No matter how capable we are. Cover your mouth. No matter how capable we are. No matter how strong we are. No matter how young we are. No matter how intelligent we are. No matter how much wealth we have. You cannot do it if Allah doesn't give the success. So I'm going to close with an example. The example of Musa alayhi salam. When Musa alayhi salam was giving da'wah and he was sent with the message to the people of Misr and to Fir'aun, what did he do? He sought tawfeeq from Allah. قَالَ رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي. He said, "Oh my Lord, expand for me my breasts. Expand for me my breasts. وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي. And make my matter for me easy." How is a great prophet whom Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala chose and whom Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala spoke to is asking Allah for what? For success. To do what? For Allah to expand his breast for him, so that the da'wah will become easy upon him, although he is chosen by Allah. So we have to call upon Allah and ask Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala to expand our breasts and to give us the ability to do these righteous deeds. So utilize your time, whatever is left from Ramadan, and understand that the matter is not in your hand. And if you don't ask Allah for the success, you would never understand. And if Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala prevents, then no one can aid you. As Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, He said, وَإِن يَنْصُرُكُمُ اللَّهُ فَلَا غَالِبَ لَكُمْ. And if Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala aids you, then nothing can overcome you. وَإِن يَغْذُلْكُمْ فَمَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَنْصُرُكُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِي وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. However, if Allah abandons you, if He abandons you, then what is your circumstance? Who is going to help you? Who is going to help you? Ya Abdullah, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali. Who's going to help you? And it is upon Allah whom the believers put their reliance. For indeed Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala loves those who rely upon Him. Call upon Allah. Call upon Allah, O brothers and sisters in Al-Islam. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala give us the ability to understand the importance of our existence. May Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala help us to be from those that are consistent and to be from those that are sincere. And most importantly, may Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala help us all to die upon the statement of ikhlas. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Barakallahu feekum wa subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.